Hello. Welcome back to Masks and Muses, our Dragon Age game here on Restless Barbarian Gaming. I'm your game master, Aloysius, and I'm accompanied by most of my lovely players. Unfortunately, Diver can't be here this week, but he should be back next week. So just add to the chaos then. And till then, we'll just have slightly reduced chaos. But in the meantime, I'll have everyone introduce themselves in a clockwise fashion, starting with Vivi. Yes, I'm starting with you.
Thank you for telling me what clockwise is again, because I am very visual, and I actually had to be tutored extra in 3rd grade to learn how to read a clock. So, clockwise is my name's Vivi. I play Aosia, or Aosia, however you want to say it. I am a baddie, all right? I'm a bad bitch mage. I hate systems in place that really kind of like lay down on me. I'm very verbal about it. Not gonna lie, the threat of tranquility kind of looms over me every day, low-key. I think like the Templars are ready to put me down. But we rise up. So, never back down, never give up. And Aosia is never gonna stop until she's dead. So
Excellent.
I don't know if I could follow up after that. That's perfect. Hi, my name is T. I will be playing Ade of House Montbeliard. And honestly, I think that we can amp up the chaos to actually more than last week. So, I don't know. Watch out, GM.
That's true. Ade didn't really get to interact too much with the group as a whole, so who knows what they'll get up to this time.
Hey, this is Tom. I'm playing Buccio Viari. He's generally kind of a quiet guy. I don't have really a lot to add. I feel kind of out of place sometimes. he doesn't have his own like crime syndicate or cult or anything going on.
No,
He's
just a guy.
He's
just a dude.
The mediator. Yeah, maybe that's
yeah.
He's the negotiator or whatever you want to.
Yeah, it's a good way to sell yourself.
It's true. It's true. Alrighty.
All right. Well, when last we left the group, it was kind of just most of the group just having a night on the town, basically bar hopping essentially, and slowly gathering a rowdier and rowdier crowd until they found themselves at the Grand Royal Theater, where after parting ways, Aiden was absconded with by unknown parties. And a little bit before that, Ade had sort of had a bit of family dealings and had a good heart-to-heart with both her uncle and her cousin. But we will be picking up a couple days after all of that. Happy fun times. And we'll start with Aosia.
Okay, so Aosia, got back. Kind of did the whole when you stumble back home and you try not to like wake up your parents and I'm drunk. But like like throughout like the community lives power, so like the Templars are also on guard. So, like everybody just sees her stumbling at the staircase. Sometimes, oh wait. Okay. Sometimes she. I'm gonna try to put my earpods on and see if this helps. There's always gotta be something with my fucking computer.
I know that feeling. I know it all too well.
It's like a tradition.
Yeah, somebody's got to have some issues.
My audio. Is this better? Okay.
So far, so good.
doing her whole up the tower stumble. There were probably a few times a night where, like, when she was going back up to her room, she had to like stop on the staircase, take a breather, go, oh goodness. Getting a little sick through all the movements. There might have been like one nice Templar who was kind of like, maybe I did not want to associate. But she probably ends up at going to the Frank's quarters and doing Cheryl said. She's like, I need my homeboy watching me. And yeah, so she went to Cheryl. She's like, I can sit there. And for the next couple days, probably tried to lay a little bit low, or like as low as Aosia can lay low.
Yeah.
So again, preaching why they should separate from the chantry and why they deserve rights. Very verbal about it. Like she stands up on like lunch tables and like starts preaching and has to be like taken down by Templars.
Yeah. And all the antiquarians at the circle are just giving you just the biggest side eye and being like, there she goes again, just on her shit.
That's why you're dusty, antique. And yeah, so she again is not trying to make many friends. Aosia probably scared off any possible friends many years ago, and because of like her very outward and unapologetically blunt nature, she's kind of like a black sheep. But she doesn't totally mind. She like chills with Cyril, and she's like, the greatest minds were often the most isolated. And so she kind of like just always picks it up, but she's probably talking with like the leader of like the libertarian faction and being like, this is what we should do, blow up a country. And he's like, maybe we don't do that.
Yeah. Aiden's basically just like, I appreciate the enthusiasm, but last time that happened, a lot of us died. So maybe
this time we will learn. So that was test phase 1. That was like the draft. This time it will be like the best project. But I understand, like maybe we start small, like we don't blow up like a chantry, but like we just fuck shit up in some other way, like just really get at them to the point where we're like, not that we're a threat, but like we are a threat and you cannot hold us back any longer. Hoorah! You see what I'm getting at?
Perhaps, but also I would caution that you not just go shouting these things out because the wrong person hears, and you will certainly be locked in the dungeons in the pit.
I understand. I don't go outside and I say, I'm going to blow up chantry. That's like, you never reveal your master plan to the grand public. And so, that won't be you and me, you keep that tight like that.
Of course, yes.
But,
a very good plan, I think.
I always speak out. I'm trying to get us more people who are a faction of the libertarians. I'm focusing specifically on the youngest minds that they are bringing in here before they are disillusioned and propagandized by the chantry and believe that they are but tools. So I do end up in the kid quarters a lot, but not for bad reasons. I've been teaching them how to braid hair.
It is truly a wonder that they have not appointed you senior enchanter yet.
I know. I think they're too scared of greatness. Like, like a strong woman in power intimidates a lot of men. I think you're chill. So you're like, yeah, I want to see Aosia rise because you understand, like, I'm just that gal. And so, like, I could do wonderful shit if I was in power. But, like, they see me and they fear me because they know, like, given half a chance and me with power, I would rip the system to shreds. So, I am delegated to being but like a helpful unit.
Revolution.
Yeah.
And myself in the grand scheme. But she'll go just be like, ta-ta! And go off like the quarters and be like, oh, as you don't deserve to be here. You should be free. And the Templars are shit. And we'll probably get escorted out several times from the children's quarters or like the young new introduction people's quarters.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, you're definitely escorted out multiple times by both senior enchanters and Templars alike.
Oh, what blanket seeing you again? As if you follow me, nerd.
I am just doing my job, Aosia.
Stalker, nerd. He wants me so badly. Help, I'm but a woman. I need protection from government. Weird man is following me.
And after you're just going about that, you see that he sort of like blushes and gets a little flustered after you just keep going, and then eventually he just like turns and just walks away.
He never knows what hits him. And yeah, that's kind of like end scene for her. She's just chilling.
Just being a chaos gremlin.
Yeah, you know, like she's
But
just,
the normal kind of chaos gremlin.
it's not targeted violence at the moment. Nobody's on her shit list. Except for the first enchanter. But you know, she just got permission slip to go outside, so she's being chill.
Understandable. All right, Ade.
I'm so glad I remembered to mute because I'm always giggling so hard. Aosia just be fucking shit up in the fucking tower, and it's so good. Okay. But yeah, so honestly, I think that especially like after what happened at the tavern, Ade is just kind of like, I'm just literally gonna do the tasks and jobs that are given to me, maybe for a couple days. Because if things were dying down a little bit to a manageable amount, that did not help. That proclamation of all of the stuff again probably didn't help. Probably helped that it was just like, who is this strange man? Guards, arrest him.
Yeah,
but still, like,
who is this plebeian? Escort him from the premises.
Right. So she's just kind of like, no, I'm a good attendant. I'm just doing my job. I'm just being a perfect little angel. She's getting up to no shenanigans. She's absolutely still waiting, though. She is kind of hoping that she will get some correspondence back about this Dalish clan. So that is the one thing she's on the lookout for. But other than that, she's kind of staying pretty low to the ground. Or no, that's not the right phrase, but you get what I mean.
Yes, I gotcha. All right, and Buccio, how have the past few days treated you?
I think they've actually probably been pretty good because Aiden's not around. Although he probably has noticed. He's probably been checking in on everybody, but probably when he went to maybe see Aiden, no knock. There was no one at the door. I don't know if any of his hangers-on live with him or what that situation was. In another universe, we call them groupies.
But yeah. They sort of like come and go.
Okay. So he'll, if he comes by and finds out Aiden's not there, probably part of him is maybe happy. Kind of like, all right, well, that guy was chaos. Now I've got just the two of them. I gotta sort out. But not finding him there. I guess he could go find Eosia, or I'm always saying her name wrong. So, because I know where she lives because I dropped her off the one night.
Yeah.
So he'll probably give her a couple nights of away or whatever. But he'll probably swing by. A little polite knock at the door.
Yes, and polite knock at the door as the Templars open up the door and ask what you want.
And he looks up and he's like, "Hi, I was looking for a friend of mine. But if this is a bad time,
and that would be
back. Eosia?
And you almost see like a eye roll, like so hard that it threatens to just roll their eyes out of their head. As he just says, "Wait here," and then closes the door, leaving you outside.
Okay.
And eventually, Frederick, or Wet Blanket as you so lovingly refer to him as, finds you, Aosia, and says, "You have a visitor at the main entrance."
Is it your mother? She has a fun time spending nights with me.
No, unfortunately, she's not scheduled for a few more days.
Friend outside. It must be Aiden or Bukio. Move, Wet Blanket. I have friends. That's more than you can say.
Yes. And you go to like shove him out of the way, and you get the sense that he more moves out of the way, very much of his own volition, as opposed to any force you put behind it, moving him in any way possible.
She kind of like starts running down the stairs, but she turns around and just goes, and then goes back down the stairs, and you can hear her say, "Bukio! Aiden! I'm coming!"
Yes, and you can hear her muffled yelling from the other side of the door as it's echoing down the stairway in the main entrance area.
He takes a step back and prepares himself because I'm just picturing like Tigger jumping out. So
she's like motioning to the Templars, "Open, open, open!"
And one of them opens up the doorway, and
you suckers!
Yeah, and you see Buccio standing outside.
She goes in, like opens. "Are you one for hugs, Bukio?"
Of course.
And
his head's probably like in her stomach or something like that.
smushing his head into her stomach. Yeah. She's like, "Oh, it's been so long, Bukio, 7 whole hours."
I missed you too. I can't breathe.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. It's just I forget my own strength sometimes.
It's fine.
Are we going somewhere today? I think, I really did like the fried eggplant we had last time. That was actually really good. Although I was not a fan of the green sauce of spice. That was a beguiling trick.
Kind of comes back on you a little bit.
In both ways. It was not pleasant to eat or exit.
Have you seen Aiden?
I actually haven't. No, I assumed he must be busy with the cult. Like, he has like all these people who are like his fans and his friends, and so I thought, oh my god, Aiden is like such a big character in this like town or like this city. So like obviously he probably has like better things to do than to visit me at like the fucking White Spire. But I did think it was a little suspicious. I sent a letter to the university he attends because I don't know where he lives. But so I just sent it there because I was like, well, maybe he has like a mailbox. And I got no response. And so I don't know. I'm sorry, Bukio. I kind of really only come out when you guys take me out. Mostly because I'm kind of scared of getting lost.
Well, I had an idea for something, and I want to see if you'd approve.
Tell me what your scheme is, Bukio.
And he kind of puts his staff in front of him, almost to like protect himself in a way. He's like, I think you ought to apologize to Ade.
Don't bring me into this.
Too late.
And you see she has like her own staff with her, like her own like little magic staff, and like her hand just like briefly starts like doing like clenching and unclenching on it. And she's like, 1 lithium, 1 lyrium, 2 lyrium, 3 lyrium, 4 lyrium, 5.
I think it would be a good idea for us to make friends in this city.
But she was rude.
So are you.
Yes, but she was rude first.
Don't be so petty.
Pity.
Come on, it'll be fun. It'll be an adventure.
Is she even nice? Like,
Yes.
because her vibe was wretched, kind of just walked by and it was just all like negative hater energy. Like, like you are a bug. And I don't like people who look at me like I'm a bug.
I didn't see her working on any mechanical things with a ratchet, but I thought she was...
No. Wretched. Like bleh.
Oh. I'm sorry. Come on. Let's make some friends.
Ugh.
Unless you want to stay in the castle all day.
No. Fine. I'll apologize
Okay.
to your decent friend. Ugh. Do you understand what this is taking out of me, Bukyo? Oh my god.
Think of it as an opportunity to learn and expand.
Ugh, I know everything already.
That's the problem. You think you know it all.
I'm like the best. I know most of it. Just like not some of it. And some of it's usually like... And she's kind of just like gesturing to the city. She's like, that. Like... I know all about like, the spirits and... where am I going with this accent? Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm losing my mind.
Elsia. Yeah, so I don't know, but I mean, I do know, but I don't know something. You know what? I think you've got me in a bit of a mind game there. So I'll give you the point for that one, Tuki. Do like old people like become wise like you, or is it just like a you thing?
I think I'm pretty smart, and I'm not very old.
You're
You
not?
don't have to be. You don't have to be old to be wise.
How old are you, Bukyo?
I am 22.
You're 22? Bukyo, what the fuck? I thought you were like a dad or something. Or like
I think I need to share. I think I need to share a picture. Yeah.
or like a grandfather. It's just like the energy you have is like
a dad
totally,
or a grandfather.
like I don't mean it in a bad way. Like you look good for your age. Like you're 22. You look good for 22 as well. It's
Well,
just
thank you.
Bukyo. Since I'm 22, Bukyo,
Mhm.
we're the same age.
We are.
Holy! Oh wow! I didn't see that one coming. Tells you how much I don't know. Oh, that's in the category of some. You know what, Bukyo? I'm so sorry for my transgressions. See, because for me, Bukyo, like my grandpapa was really small. Like he was very tiny because he had gotten very old, and like the weight of being old crushed him. And so I just thought you were old because you were small. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have assumed.
I don't know if I should be offended or just laugh. I'll just laugh.
No, I do. See, this is a non-petty apology. I do apologize. I do think that's like a little fucked up on my end.
That's why you can't assume things about people. And assume that Ade is mean all the time.
Oh, don't go turning this around into a lesson. See, this is why I think you're old, because you say shit like that. You're going on with these like words of wisdom and all of these like kind of like sayings and metaphors that nobody says in the Spire because nobody's wise. They're all dumb shits.
Let's just say I've lived
Except
a lot.
for the libertarians. They're cool.
I've lived a lot in my short life.
You should tell me about the lot you've lived in the short time. We can
Oh,
walk
so-
and talk, and I will contemplate how exactly I want to, how do you say, not be a bitch about this apology. You know, I never say sorry to a lot of the people in the Mage Spire. That's mostly because they deserve the things that are coming to them. But like, I can admit I was drunk and I wasn't exactly the most welcoming. I did say she had a thorn stick up her ass. And you know, some people are into that, but like, I shouldn't have assumed. And I maybe shouldn't have said it. Maybe she was having like a bad day, you know? Like sometimes when I don't get a lot of rest, or like, you know, I eat something that I don't like, or I see fucking wet blanket, like my mood just goes down the toilet, and then like I'm mean to everybody else in like some way. Oh, I was mean, wasn't I?
Well, now's your chance to make up for it. And this is where we do the talking walking montage.
Exactly, yeah.
Yep.
And she's like
Walk and
bitching. She's
talk.
like, so if I say I'm sorry you acted like a bitch and I acted like a bitch, is that like a good apology, Bukio? Or like maybe should I like make that draft 1?
Yeah, maybe hold on to that one. Maybe start with, hey, we might have gotten off on the wrong foot.
I'm going to write that down.
Can we try this again? Be the better person. Yes.
Buccio, do me a
person.
favor and
Sure.
make a cunning roll.
A cunning roll.
Yes, seeing as you don't actually know where Ade resides, as you haven't been there before.
Well, let's see if I can figure that out, though.
You can do it, Bukio.
Because I rolled a...
I almost kind of assumed that we were going to meet back at the same tavern a couple days later. Because Bukio was just like, you want to try this again in a little bit? She was like, yeah, how about like...
That's
we can come to the tavern every day.
we can assume that. We can retroactively decide that if you so choose.
Otherwise, I mean, I think it's funny if you...
I'm just wandering in Valroyo aimlessly looking for where you live.
It's like an anime zoom out. They're on the wrong street and they're just like, where is Montpellier's house? And it starts to zoom out.
Yeah.
Stella! No. I rolled a 16. And this was a communication deception roll or communication? I'm sorry.
Cunning.
It was more just
cunning. I'm sorry.
Yes, cunning.
Cunning. Okay. Then I get a +2 on that. So I guess that would be an 18.
All right. We'll say if you don't decide to have the whole retroactive bar thing, we'll say you do manage to use your powers of deductive reasoning to sort of sort out where House Montbelliard resides within the city, because you're like, okay, well, there are only so many dukes, so that narrows it down immediately right there. And
how about... Oh, go ahead.
And you know she's an attendant.
Yes. So
10 out of 10.
How about this? I can figure out around where she lives, but let's say we were planning on meeting anyway. So without giving up her secret lair,
works for me.
Maybe she sees us coming before, maybe here's us talking, before we run into her.
Yep, and then she just runs interception to be like, nope, you don't know where I live, actually.
That's fine. If I'd got like a 20 or something, then I might have said yes. I know exactly where she lives.
Yeah.
No.
So we'll say
a level 10 friend to find that information out.
You have not unlocked this area of the map.
Yeah, you're just running into an invisible wall right now.
Okay.
But yeah, so we'll say that you find the general area, but then she's able to run interception.
Maybe she's coming back from picking up some groceries or something.
Yeah, maybe she is.
Yeah. turn it over to the game master.
Yes.
She kind of freezes when she sees Ade.
Well, I feel like if Ade was just like running like a normal kind of, task where it's like I'm just going to pick up some groceries and I'm gonna tend it. She's probably not wearing a mask, quite honestly.
Oh, okay.
Just saying. She's probably not wearing a mask. She's probably dressed pretty, like, not like super casual. I just don't feel like Orlay screams casual to me, but like
It certainly does not.
right, like nice, but like meh.
Yeah. They have to always be at least a little bit extra all the time if they are able to do so.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, I feel like maybe I think like what you said, like maybe she hears you talking about like I feel like Ade must live like around this area or something. Then you just kind of see this woman like stop. She's got like, I don't know, a basket full of like produce and shit. Dark skin, very like short, kind of bluish black hair. She just turns to look. She's like, oh, well, you rang. Sort of thing. Yes.
If she speaks, would I recognize her voice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she talks the exact same.
Okay.
So she's just like, what's this? Oh, now I can't find the accent. Jesus.
My bad.
Eternal struggle.
My bad.
She was just like, well, this is a bit of a surprise, but hello, Lucio, and I believe this was your new friend, Aosia,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Pleasure.
I wanted to see you again, and I think some of us got off to a wrong start or a bad foot the other night. So I wanted to see if I could help mend some fences, as it were. And I'm just gonna look up at Aosia, like.
Retroactively, I had assumed that Ade had her mask on. Aosia, now seeing Ade with no mask, is a little bit lost as to who we're talking to at the moment. Because she was shit-faced at the time of the interaction, and so she wasn't exactly focusing on Ade's voice. And so she's like,
who the fuck is this?
Bokyo, you said you were going to bring me to your friend. I mean, like, this might be your other friend, but like, the one with like the negative
we've
aura.
met. We met at the tavern. Why don't we step? Oh, I'm not even speaking with the accent. Why don't we step into my house? I was about to make something for lunch. You can both join me if you so choose, or I suppose just watch me cook.
Bokyo,
Lead on.
what the fuck is this?
It's just, I'm lost. What is happening? Twilight Zone. Who are these people?
All right, Ade, important question. Do you walk in through the main entrance or do you walk in through the servant entrance?
Servant entrance.
Okay, I had a feeling. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, servant entrance. Mm-hmm. So she'll just kind of like, I imagine even for the servant's entrance, there's probably like guards posted, just to make sure.
There's it's the servant entrance, so they only station about like one maybe two guards there.
So she's just gonna like kind of walk up and say, "Oh, hello, Edouard. I'm having some acquaintances over for a quick chat."
Very well.
And she'll just kind of like let them step through first and then follow them in.
He's just kind of looking around, just seeing this as the servants' quarters. How much does he know about Ade, though? I don't. Probably
Honestly-
not that much.
Honestly, not a ton.
Yeah.
The most you probably know is what Marja Lane said.
Yeah. So
Because she's got a big ass mouth.
so
Yapper.
Right. Just certified yapper. Like, what are you doing?
Nobody likes a nasty gossip.
So I think she'll then once like step through, just kind of like lead up to where like her. It's not like a room. At least I haven't been picturing a room. I'm picturing like kind of. I think we talked about this first session. It's like kind of like a small like one bedroom as kind of little tiny quaint house, like tiny.
a tiny house.
Tiny house, exactly. She's got some like, she's got some plants and stuff growing around that she kind of takes care of. Probably just like the gardeners do her a solid every once in a while because she's like, oh fuck, I forgot to water them last week and this week too.
And
it's
also the
still
week
out.
before.
And
It's a miracle they're
the week
still
before.
alive.
I watered them the first week I got them. Yay! But yeah, so she'll kind of just like open. I think it's like a simple wood door. Opens it up. Tasteful living space. Nothing crazy. She'll just be like, if you'd like take a seat somewhere. I'm just going to put these things away.
He'll let Eosia sit first.
Okay. Yeah, probably just like a little tiny table and some chairs.
He'll kind of pull himself up onto a chair. So
Are there enough
Yoda
chairs
style.
for everybody?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not like I don't know. She's not like
No, it's like, you know how sometimes people have like the 2-seater at the table
Right.
and that's it?
Yeah.
It's like, I'll sit on the floor. Y'all sit at the table. I'll sit on my bed in the other room with the door open, and we can talk.
Yes,
that
and
way.
then we'll just talk through the doorway.
Yeah, exactly. So I think she'll just kind of like maybe get them some water, put it down, and then I'm kind of just seeing like the area where this like eating table and like few chairs is kind of also open to like a little like kitchen-ish area where she can like cut her shit on like a counter space, and then like I don't know what kind of cooking stuff they have. Wood fire stove? I don't know.
Sounds
Do
good
they
to
have
me.
those? Okay, cool, awesome.
All the stuff you
If
can
you
get
like
at
it, I
IKEA.
love it.
I love me a wood fire stove.
Wood fire stove, let's go. So
So-
yeah, she'll just kind of start making some food and be like, so what brings you here today?
Oh, you're the girl from the tavern.
Oh, yeah, yes, that is me.
Oh.
She'll kind of like walk away from a second from like cutting cucumbers or some shit.
Reminds me of like
And
Kill
then
Bill.
get her
Like
get
when they
her
got the
mask
weapons
and
in the
she'll just
kitchen.
kind of like hold it up.
It makes so much sense now. Oh my god. Oh. I'm sorry. I'm really bad with faces, and voices and sometimes names. Oh, okay. Well, I was practicing this on the road. And she kind of like looks to Bukio and she's like,
You
What?
can do it.
I am sorry that I did not act in a friendly manner to you at the bar, and I realize that you may have been a little taken aback by Aiden, and that he had grabbed at you and all that stuff, and Aiden had only told me that you guys were friends, and so I was just like, what is this attitude difference between friendliness or not? But I realize also that I should not have said that you have like 10 thorny sticks up your butt. That was kind of like uncalled for. And if Bukio says you're chill, then like you're chill. But he has encouraged me to not be a petty bitch. And honestly, like our beef isn't even that like protein heavy. So I'm sorry for what I said to you, because it was kind of uncalled for. Like, I should have only used that if you had like really proven yourself to be like an absolute bitch. But I had just assumed you were, and that was like my fault, because Bukio has vouched for you and he says you're not a bitch. And I also believe Bukio, and I was assumptive in my insults. So
I mean, there's also
sorry.
alcohol, so things happen. Thank you. I also apologize for it. I'm losing the accent. I can't even. I didn't have to found it.
It's okay. It's okay. You have to find your trigger word. Like there's a certain word that's gonna get the accent in.
Yeah, and then you just latch onto that and you just go.
I do think that we got off to the wrong foot. Yes. Thank you for the apology. And honestly, I would say it Aiden is just a little bit wild. For clarification, I had known Aiden all of maybe 10 minutes. So that was strange to me. And also the nature of my job means that I need to keep a somewhat low profile.
Oh.
So that explanation of all those things in that setting.
I see.
Did she find out? Was she told that is Aosia or Aosia?
Aosia.
Aosia? Okay. Did she find out last time during that very brief interaction? Like, was Aosia introduced as being a tower mage?
Bukio, I think, spoke of it like offhandedly, that like it was my first time out of the spire.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Cool.
also you could it wouldn't be hard to discern just by looking at her.
Right. Like the rogue's like, oh.
They let you out of Hogwarts, huh?
Right. So, I think that Ade would just say, as obviously you're a circle mage, and so you maybe thankfully don't have to also then deal with the nonsense of Valreal politics on top of the nonsense of the Spire and the Chantry. I apologize for getting all of you thrown out of the tavern. This was essentially a quick thinking move to loosen the noose that was starting to tighten around my neck, perhaps from Aiden's words. So I apologize if that put a bit of a damper on your evening.
I mean, honestly, it at the end turned out to be great. I went to this amazing stall that had like fried squid. I'd never had fried squid before. So one door closes and a window opens up so you can jump. But I'm glad to see Bukio was right. You are like nice. Wow. And and now I'm glad I apologized. Like extra glad. Like I was happy to apologize before. But now I am 100% happy that I apologized. And that the dirt has now been put under the curtain.
I agree. I think that Book. Okay, wait, hold on. Because I feel like I've
Bukio?
also heard Buccio and Bukio, so I also want to make
He
sure.
says Buccio, I say Bukio.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
it's a
because I thought that it was like an intentional thing that Aosia was saying Bukio.
yeah.
Like that's how she pronounces it.
Because
But
she
I
goes,
just wanted to make
Bukio.
sure.
I'm not gonna lie, I think Bukio is my word.
I think it is.
And
Bukyo.
it locks me into place.
Bukio!
Bukyo.
You know,
Bukio!
Buccio, he, he did also speak highly of you and Aiden, and I'm definitely willing to try and work together. I actually have some information about that I would like to talk about with about this Marjolaine that we met.
Who is Margarine?
A bard. Um,
You gotta
that
butter them up.
called us all together when we first originally met.
Oh, this was the invitation that the first enchanter didn't let me go to. Spit on his name. But so you met Margarine, and now you found out like information about this bar or bard, bar of butter, but no, this bard of song. And yeah, I mean, I must admit, also, Pookie, you speak nicely about me. I'm so happy. But aside from that, I mean, so like, is she like important or something? Like, does she like own like the margarine factories of like Valro or like if she's threatening to withhold her margarine and butter companies and slaughter all the cows?
I feel like I think that maybe the most important thing
The butter?
well, no, but
Oh, okay.
the most important thing I think to start with is how much do you know about the occupation of bards in Valrio?
I know almost everything, but there are some things that I don't know. And what would Aosia know about bards?
Make me a cunning roll to see what she would know about bards.
Ay caramba. All right. So that would be a what roll for me?
It would be a cunning. It would be a cunning roll.
All right. And it's 3d6, right?
Yep, 3d6.
And then if you have a focus in it.
Yes, if you have an appropriate focus, then you can add 1 to whatever you get.
Okay. I eeny meeny miny mo the dice I was gonna use. Okay. I only have an arcane lore and healing focus, which I don't think actually apply to this because I don't think bards are arcane.
Yes, unfortunately, that does not apply to this.
Okay, but I rolled 2 5s and 2, and then I have a 2 for cunning, so 14.
14. Okay, that's pretty good. You know that in like basic terms, bards are basically like minstrels who also act as spies, saboteurs, assassins. That is sort of a thing. They are basically like go hand in hand with Orlesian politics. They are essentially like the hands that act upon the basically like desires and whims of people who are powerful enough or wealthy enough to employ them to sort of like give them an edge. They're sort of like the they're sort of like the shadow that acts behind the scenes as while all the like nobles and politicians are sort of like the face that are happening like in the forefront.
Okay. Get myself a bard for the Libertarian Party. Okay. See if Marjolaine is up for hire. Yeah, I know of them, like in the general sense, you know. I mean, like, it's not like I'm a bard, so but like, yeah, in the way that I'm like, I know what a soldier does, I know what a bard does.
Right. That makes sense. So then that's perfect. So then we're all on the same page. Based on the snippets of information that she offered about each of us and what we may want, or perhaps things that she should have no way of doing, I believe that this Marjolaine is it just feels rude to call her a bitch, but I just
Call her a dog.
it's just more the bad feeling about dealing with someone like her. And when I say someone like her, I just mean someone who goes sticking their nose into other people's business and then being like, haha, I know all your secrets.
It's like
And
having
I'm
a
now going to
scorpion loose
broadcast
in the
this.
house.
Yes, exactly. Would you
You're
just
like,
leave a scorpion unattended in your home?
I mean, if I could trust a scorpion, yes, and I raised it from birth, and maybe like, I don't know, taken away its pincer, or like I specifically trained it to only attack people I didn't like, and I knew it would never turn on me. But I assume Margarine or Marmalade.
I think you should call her Margarine. I think that's good.
Yeah, Margarine. I'm assuming this bard is like a bad scorpion, like not the raised by birth and used for specific function scorpion.
I would say like the scorpion that stung the frog crossing the...
I was going to say that.
Yes!
I was going to say that.
Mm-hmm. That is the accent. Come back. That is the feeling that I get from her. So...
Bukyo, what are your thoughts? I think you're pretty good at reading the vibe in a calm and collected manner without bias.
I wonder if this margarine can be not bought. I don't have any money, but
I don't have any money. Do you have money, Ade? Oh wait, what if she's listening? Maybe don't say that.
What if she hears not in the way that you're thinking. No.
Okay. Like in stocks, like you have money like in the fantasy sense, but like not in like real hard coin.
Well, I just wonder if
Stocks, fantasy stocks. She thinks about that. Sorry.
like the stocks in the courtyard. So, no, he's. I just wonder if she's worth trying to get her to our side, or is just something. She seems more something to be avoided. Though.
I mean, what does she want from you guys? Like, did she say like, I want you to go on secret mission to kill somebody, steal legendary item, do this thing, do that thing, foil the birth of a baby? Ugh.
Is there a princess in a castle? So.
It's me.
I just feel like maybe in my experience, trusting someone who promises that they can get you anything that you dream without showing what it is they expect to take from you cannot be trusted.
Oh, is that what she said she would do? Like a genie?
Yes.
If it's too good to be true, it probably
is. Yeah.
The more I think about it, the more I'm thinking we really have to be careful with her.
And so just for maybe oh,
I mean, joke's on her. My entire life is the Spire. There's not much you can do with me. I mean, oh my god, but what if she dresses up as a Templar and what blanket lets her in? And she murders me in the middle of the night.
because she would have the skills to do so.
Exactly. Exactly. It makes Two-Face the bad thing, you know?
So,
So what do we
my
do?
intention here was that I wanted to go over a little bit of the information that Margarine let slip when we initially met, because it feels wrong not to, I don't know, give a little bit of credibility to my distrust of the situation. Which, not that my I'm not trying to say that my situation is special, but my situation is perhaps strange.
What's your situation?
And I'm gonna jump into that, but that she may be listening and throw me off just a little bit, and now I'm a little bit.
Here, you can whisper it in my ear, and I'll whisper it in Bukio's ear. It'll be like a game of pigeon messenger.
Or should we go somewhere else?
You know what the good place is? The Spire. I mean, technically it's limited as to who can go in and out.
I would
Or we could
feel
all go to a
most
public
comfortable
toilet.
not going to the Spire.
Ah, you know, I also hate the Spire, so it's okay. It's not the place of comfort.
Is there a role for kind of like trying to figure out if somebody's listening in on your conversation?
Perception?
Yeah.
Yeah, like can I roll perception, I guess?
Yeah, I'd say perception.
Can we all roll?
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah.
I'll
Fuck
allow
yeah.
it.
I'm about to perceive like a motherfucker!
Only got a 10.
Ooh.
Please.
Oh wait, I have no focus. Okay.
I got a 12.
16!
16.
I got a
Okay.
6, a 5, and a 4 in my perception. 1.
All right.
Let's go.
You are sort of like keeping an ear out, and you can hear sort of like, you know, really muffled like voices off in the distance, but it doesn't sound like anybody's sort of like within earshot or anything like that.
Okay.
We should be safe. No
I think-
nosies.
Okay. Perfect. I think Ade's gonna just kind of like put whatever she's cooking like in so that can cook. I don't know what it is. Fantasy of the mind. It's food.
It's something.
It's pasta. I don't know. Something delicious came. A new recipe from Ravana. I don't know. Anyway. But she'll just kind of motion. Hopefully this is not weird. I don't have a window in my room, and my room is clean. But I just think maybe that's a little bit away from windows, where somebody could just be underneath it listening. And now I feel very paranoid, but that's also just. She's
can
very
all go under
obviously
the
a little.
bed.
She's like, oh, what if somebody is though? There's no one.
What if somebody
What
is?
was?
Yeah.
So she
Hey,
kind
stay
of just
by the
like,
fire.
I'm not trying to get fresh or anything like that. It's there's no window in there.
So that's why Bukio is like, now I'm saying it that way. Buccio is, I guess I'm going to change how I say his name. Was suggesting going somewhere else. That way they could leave and get an idea if anyone's like following them or.
I trust AOC's ears.
Okay.
My long ears hear a lot.
What do your
I'm like that.
elders
I'm like
do?
what that woman said at the
Right.
teacher. I have.
thought the same thing. What? AOC, what are your elf ears here? Yeah, I thought the same thing.
What are
I'm
your
like
elven
Legolas.
ears here?
Walking on snow. She's like the. It's like what the woman at the theater said. Like I have ears like a bunny. You know.
What?
Yeah,
That's
this
horrible.
woman.
Who said that?
What?
This woman. We went to the theater, Aiden and I, yesterday. Like we were trying to pitch like my political piece and my porno piece, and he wanted it to be like a publicized sort of like performance, and I was like, I don't think this is like the medium for that. And the woman, like, you know, she kind of like looked me up and down, and she was like run along, little bunny ears, and I was like, oh, like, you know, like a rabbit.
That's horrible.
I'm very sorry that you had that experience. AOC, I imagine that perhaps Aiden was trying to not ruin your night, but that is not a kind thing.
It was not a nice thing.
No, it's derogatory towards elves.
It's like when people remind me how short I am.
I am sorry about that earlier,
No.
Ukyo.
No, you are fine, but I understand words can be cruel.
Do you know what she looked like?
Me? I know what I look like. Yeah, I'm an elf.
No, what she looks like.
Oh. Me, obviously I look in the mirror.
BTR smiling evilly. We use capitalism for bad now.
She had a mask on, actually. So I couldn't really see like any of her features.
She put it.
Yes.
They
You'll
had-
you remember very specific. You remember specifically that she was dressed up in like a Harlequin costume.
She was dressed as like one of those like those clown fool thingies, like the harlequin, the harlot, the
Mm.
harlequin.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, food for thought, I guess. So, well, anyway, my elven ears, which are not like bunnies, did not hear anybody rustling and having ears poking around. But if you want to like get away from like possible things, we could like say it by the stove where like the fire can muffle our voices, or we could say it underneath the bed, like, you know, kind of like a sleepover. And we could go under a blanket and everything.
I was just like, these are all definitely options, but I think that maybe I'm just being a little paranoid, and saying it by the stove should be fine.
These are
There's-
all definitely options.
These are all definitely options. Just not gonna say they're bad options. AOC is
They were.
offering possibilities, right?
Putting
Shit,
solutions on
that
the table.
could work. Honestly, who am I to say? But she's going to say, well, first things first. So I work for House Montbeliard, the Duke's family. And this more so for you since you weren't there, Aosia, but I also am a bastard of House Montbeliard.
No,
My
we've already
mother-
established you're nice.
No, my mother
Oh,
is the old Duke's daughter, and she had a tryst, fun time within our state.
Oh my god.
So there are reasons as to why I am connected with the house, but also I am officially only an attendant and serve in that capacity.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That must be very difficult for you.
Which is also why I was a little, maybe over panicked, yes, but I was a little panicked about Aiden just perpetuating more of the
Because
rumors.
it's like somebody showing your dirty panties in the wind. You know, it's not nice.
Yes, exactly that.
That's so crazy. My papa was apostate too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh,
I wonder if
do
maybe
you mind
like
if I
our
can
papas are
ask
part of the
your,
apostate groups.
well, is your, oh my God, I hate French accents. I'm sorry, it's driving me nuts. I'm
I'd
like
be like
falling
Montbéliard.
through the cracks. Yeah.
Montbéliard.
Montbéliard.
It's because I didn't watch like my 30 seconds of somebody speaking with the shitty French accent.
Yeah,
before
you didn't do it
session.
beforehand, and you're like, I'm going in unprepared.
I'm going and I'm prepared. It's crazy, but it's just like, is your father still alive? Do you know?
No, he was brutally murdered by Templars.
Mine too, I hear.
Oh, wow. We should start a
Twinsies.
job.
Are we related? No. Can you imagine?
What if we have the
Are
same dad, Ade? Oh my god, that would be really juicy drama.
That would be. That
Especially
would
because
be.
you'd have like a brother too.
Oh. That. I mean, I've always wanted a sibling.
Yeah.
But we're just like, what the fuck is happening?
He's just kind of like looking back
I
and
was like,
forth.
oh,
Wait, how old are you, Ade?
Nowadays, I can tell you in just a second because me, Tiara, I forgot the number. Ade is.
Not too much, we'll get sued. So.
Yeah.
Ade's like 28.
Oh wow. It could be possible. I'm not really sure how old my papa was. I mean, maybe we'll just put it there as like a little question box and be like, oh, who knew? Maybe. Or we
What
could
was
be
the
like
name
cousins
of
or
the-
something.
Well, because I'm wondering. Okay, I know how to say this in character. I think Ade's just gonna say, look, do you know if your father was associated with the Dalish clan in this area?
I don't know. I know my mother was Dalish.
It could be.
But I don't know if Papa was also Dalish.
Get out.
The fucking cat.
Yeah.
But I don't
remember
know.
the name of the Dalish clan.
Yeah.
Chris, I think you told me, but I don't remember that. I don't think I wrote it down.
GM, should I roll to see if my father is Dalish?
It would be so
I mean,
maybe we're cousins.
Yeah, maybe. You hadn't gotten a name from your informant. You just know that the clan had
It's like in Duke Gaspard's lands, like settled there recently.
Yeah, they had been sighted there, and they'd also it seems like they'd sort of like split. So like some of them are in Chalon, and then they're like near Chalon, and others are had sort of like made their way into the Tirashan, which is sort of like a large forest. Sort of like let me look at this goddamn map real quick. Valroyo, where are you? Yeah, it's sort of like,
Are we related?
yeah, it's sort, yeah, it's a large forest, sort of like northwestern, away from the city.
I think Auden will kind of say, well, I just know that the clan that he was from was in Shalom. Yeah, okay, Shalom. Yeah. Uh, and
Shalom.
but also,
Shalom.
I believe part of
Shalom.
it. I believe part of it split, and the other part of that clan went to no, Allah. Tier what?
Tirashan.
Tier Shaw.
Dear Allah. No.
Allah.
Allah. Inshallah. Well,
And we may not be related, but it is funny to think of.
that's so crazy. Are you, you know, you don't have to respond, but you can nod yes or no. Since your papa was apostate.
I think that Ade just kind of like does just does a little bit of magic, just a little, just the teeniest, Chris, sorry, Aloysius, the teeniest amount of magic.
Yeah. Just sort of like wiggle the fingers.
Right, like makes the fire and the wood stove get just a little bit more intense, just a little bit.
Oh my goodness. You are very lucky. In a way. You live
Yes.
freely. Oh, what a beautiful gift. Are you struggling with it? Or is it like kind of good?
I did receive some training.
Okay.
I suppose this is the one. Oh my gosh, I love you. That's okay. He's not even looking at me. He's just sitting next to me meowing, but not looking at me. His back is turned to me. It is, I think, like the one privilege that is a blessing in some ways. Being connected to the house. I do also recognize that it has isolated me for most of my life.
Oh, that's not fun.
But there's, there's good and bad to every situation. So.
Well, at the very least, not aspire. But
Shit.
Bukio, do you have any, hidden bastardry or apostate relations that may
Dalish?
Dalish? Are you part elf?
No.
Are you an elf blood?
No, I left the city when I was very young. And
why?
There was war. And we left. And I know very little of my family aside from my mother. And so I don't think we're related. He just kind of says with a smile. But I trust you as the only friends I have in this town.
Oh, Bukio, we're friends?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to cry again. I said it because I wanted to rub it in Wet Blanket's face, but I didn't want to assume and make you think we were moving too fast. Oh, I'm very happy.
That's very sweet of you.
Bukio's the best.
You are very. Interesting, ma'am. I wouldn't mind calling you a friend.
Oh,
I-
By
no.
pleasure.
I was a thief when I was younger. We had very little money, very little of anything, and when I first came here, I was convinced I would have to resume my thieving ways just to survive, and something's changed. I feel like I should trust people now instead of always looking to take from them. Maybe I'm a fool, but
That's amazing. That's amazing for Valerio because I feel like a lot of people come here and are like, holy shit.
I need to
You
steal.
know? And also like, damn, I wouldn't trust any of these people. So you must have a very good heart.
I've decided I need to trust people.
Well, thank
I
you.
will endeavor to always be worthy of your trust, Bukyo.
But Aosia said, well
Yeah.
put.
Ditto.
We hold hands and sing Kumbaya. So
Friendship circle by the fire stove.
She'll plate up some food so everybody can just kind of sit down and just have like a friendlier chat.
Yes.
Now.
We'll say it's couscous because apparently Ravani people really love couscous according to the Dragon Age wiki.
Okay, sure. I don't even know what that tastes like. Sounds
You know,
fun.
Couscous isn't my favorite texture-wise, but you ate this down. This was good.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's try something different, you know?
Yeah. Usually, sometimes they let a Templar or like somebody from the Chantry cook the couscous, and then they always end up like burning the bottom bits, and like
And I hear they never use seasoning.
they don't. You know, it's very plain. Like it's almost porridge-like, and like I think like if you just put a little bit more veggie stock or like just a little bit of cumin, it could go a long way. Like more garlic, always more garlic. But like, you know, I'm okay with the rice being burned a little bit because it turns brown and crispy, and then you could like peel it off the pot. But like when you get served like burnt couscous, there's not much you can do. You know, it's just
not much. No. Also crazy that they don't have, or at least they don't, from what I've heard, use much spices or whatever else there in the tower because
it's reserved for
the
higher up
Chantries, like,
places.
get so much money. Right?
They do.
They get so much money.
They do. And where does it go? To stupid shit like a church. But
Their new war horses for their Templars and blah blah blah. Like,
more Templars to put in the towers. Yay! More swords, more stupid armor. Yippee! And I'm like, I think you could just give me some onion powder and I would survive. You know, like if you just like maybe a little bit of like chicken seasoning.
Fucking clove of garlic, right?
You know, I don't tell anybody, but Cyril's room in the Tranquil Quarters, right? It has access to this beautiful, like, you know, window. And Cyril has an herb garden there. They have basil and thyme and mint.
To the tower. I don't really want to go, but I'm also curious.
It's not the best place, honestly. It's sort of dull and boring, and like Wet Blanket lives there, so like it's also like like not tourist site. But like there's really cool knowledge. But they don't let a lot of people in. I think last time Bukyo and Aiden had to have like invitation to be like in the front hall, and then like every time Bukyo comes to pick me up.
Magic?
Huh?
Can Templars view magic?
I think they have an acquired sense for it.
So I feel like maybe no.
Maybe not, but they're also like drug addicts. So like, you know, it might just be in their heads.
I've held about that.
No, they just do it nonchalant, you know? Like, you know, you're just having a great time and a quick little like, you know, vial down the drain. I'm like, whoa, man, you know, you should really hold back on that. If too many doses.
Yeah, mages just going about their business, and Templars just pour lyrium out on the table.
Templars like
in a line. In a line. Oh my god.
I'll use anything, a staircase, a table bed.
As you're shit talking on the Templars, you get a quick knock on the door,
Nope.
and a letter
Behind
is
the
just,
bed.
or a like folded piece of paper is
She opens the door immediately.
slid
No.
under the door.
No.
You fling open the door, and your young cousin is squat there in the process of trying to slide a paper under your
Mom!
door.
You scared me.
I'm sorry. I just the servant said that there was a note for you, and I just figured I'd deliver it myself. But then I heard you talking with people in here, and I didn't want to bother you, so I thought I'd just slide it under the door.
Come in.
She steps inside.
Hello.
Close the door. She'll say, this is, how do you refer to the child of a duke that is also not like of age yet? This is still like lady.
Like the lady?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say just lady, because a lady is sort of like a general noble term.
Okay. This is Lady Manon. She's the duke's daughter.
Hello.
Oh, do we bow?
No, don't do that.
Sorry.
She actually, she hates that.
I
My
hate
bad.
it a lot. Especially with people who I just met, I don't. Don't.
My bad, lady. I'm unaccustomed to meeting nobility. But I am Eosia of the White Spire. And this is my bestest friend, Bukio.
Hello.
Hello, and you don't have to call me lady or anything like that. Manon is fine.
Manon.
We were just having lunch. Would you like to join us?
Yes, I do. And she immediately, like, she already knows where everything is in here, and she just immediately
Was
goes
already ladle like.
Yeah, she
scooping it out.
just grabs the bowl and starts scooping out the couscous.
She's like, "Fuck yeah!" Oh, okay. I see you came hungry. Okay, is that why you were trying to deliver the note for me?
I mean, not necessarily. I didn't know what you were doing in here.
Fair enough. So, Manon, who gave you this note?
Just one of the servants. I don't know. Yeah, I assume it was just with the rest of the post, but they were on their way to give it to you, and I said I'd give it to you instead.
Can I just take a look at this real quick?
Yeah, it's like an unmarked envelope, except for it just says all it says is Ade on it.
Does it
This is
smell like
margarine.
That's what I'm wondering. It may be either something I'm waiting for, or
Like a
something
package.
I don't want. Does it
Yeah.
smell like perfume?
Yeah, make a perception check to see if you can pick up on anything.
You got it. I would
Mm.
love to do that even.
Notes of vanilla and bergamot, and I'm getting a little bit of
shit! I got 21.
Oh dang! Yep, it's
Highest roll ever.
it's extremely subtle, but you do pick up on a familiar perfume scent.
I see she got a little bit more careful since last time. The stupid dog. She mutters that under her breath.
And Manon's just like, what?
Nothing. It smells like dog.
Manon, beware people who promise you the world but don't tell you what they plan to take from you. It's very good advice to live by.
That does sound like good advice. Yeah.
Because they will take you for everything you have. Okay. What does the note say?
It is an extremely brief note. All it says is alienage. Meet near the Venadal.
What is the Venadal?
Make me
Yeah,
a
what
cunning
is that?
roll. Well, I feel like it.
Wow.
I was just kind of thinking, like, does Ada even? I was gonna be like, does Ada even read this out loud? But honestly, like,
I was saying, well,
feel
actually, I feel like both. I feel like Aosia would definitely know this, and Ade would probably know this. The Venadal is the Venadal is the tree that grows in the middle of the alienages. And it's seen as a tree that's like very important to like elves and elven culture and that sort of thing.
Did you receive anything like this?
No.
Well, I mean, I guess it did just come down.
Unless it came just now.
Are you even staying at a permanent resident?
I think he's kind of couch surfing, actually. Last time I think he has
You're
literally
at
been
the
just.
place that you were at like 2 nights ago.
Yeah. I mean, he's literally just moving around every night because he's broke. So I don't know. I'm gonna say no. He didn't get anything. So.
Well, I just feel like this is. Considering we were just talking about staying away from this one.
Perfect timing.
I'll go with you. If
I
you'll
want to
have
go.
me.
Also, what about Aiden? Perhaps not my most favorite person right now, but Walter under the bridge, as they say.
We haven't seen him.
I think he might be busy. I don't
seems-
know.
He seems to have other friends.
Maybe check in and see if he received a similar summons?
Maybe we'd stop by the university to see if we can have any of his fan group tell us if they've seen Aiden, and if not, pass on the message.
I went by there earlier and he wasn't there.
He wasn't?
No.
That's odd.
When was the last time you spoke with Aiden?
Oh, sorry.
The night I told you had a stick up your ass.
I love how much more sheepish that was repeating it. Tyrell.
It's like, oh, I did say that, didn't I?
We call that night the splintering. So. That's now lore and canon. So.
Yeah. That's what we call that night from now on.
Splintering.
So if that was the last time, I mean, does he normally disappear for? Honestly, both of you even.
I just met him.
Just met him too.
That was the first day I knew him.
He seems, forgive me, a slippery type.
Flighty.
Yeah, that was the word I was trying to think of.
From passion to passion. Maybe he's doing some investigation. He did steal a book from the Spire with me. So maybe he's looking into that. Also, I found the phylacteries, which was crazy. But yeah, he found something about like, what was it? The bestiality? No, bestiary. It was a bestiary of demons. And And no, it was not like the kind, but like just think like general lore about them. And like information. I didn't really read his cover too well because I wasn't interested in it. But yeah. And he put it in a book that was about like agriculture, which is kind of upsetting because like I thought that would have been like a fun read maybe. Like I like farming offhandedly. Plants are fun.
I guess if we have no way to check in with him, then maybe we just handle this ourselves. Yes.
And if anything, maybe Aiden's gotten a letter.
And
Maybe he'll be there.
Yes, that's true. That's a good point.
Should we head after couscous?
Yes. Always head out after couscous.
And you all enjoy some couscous.
Very breakfast clubby. Anyway.
We're all at full health
I think Ade is gonna just kind of like put on some nondescript clothing.
Okay.
The most plain kind of shit that she has. Potentially even something that she has pilfered off of a servant. Because I just feel like there's stuff. I think like you can tell when something's decently made versus not. You know what I mean? And I don't know if any of the servants of the house necessarily have not, well-made clothing, but she just wants the plainest shit she can put on.
Yeah.
And she will not be wearing a mask for this.
Yeah, and you're able to like scrounge something together that more or less like fits your needs.
And I think that maybe she is going to tell Manon that I'm about to go do something potentially very stupid. But
I thought you were telling me just the other day not to do stupid shit.
Well, but I'm 28. You're like not 28.
I'm 13.
When you are 22, then you can do stupid shit.
Yeah, we're 22 and we get to do all stupid shit.
Why not 21?
Because you're too fresh.
Too young. Yeah.
You don't know anything until you turn 22. 22 is like your brain goes big.
That's
and then
the
boom,
initiation
you know almost everything.
point to doing stupid shit.
That sounds stupid.
Can I roll for persuasion?
Because you're not 22.
Can I roll for persuasion?
Sure, yeah.
You've got to. When you're young, you do small time stupid shit that could not get you hurt or killed or thrown in jail, right? Then
Or grounded.
When you're 22, right? Or grounded. But when you're 22, sometimes you have to do stupid things, even though you know that you really don't actually want to. We don't want to have to do this, right? She kind of looks at Buccio and Aosia like, right?
You don't want back to me up here.
Oh, is that a cue? Yes, I don't want to do it.
See? Where is persuasion on this sheet?
It should probably just be under communication.
Oh yeah, it's communication. Yeah.
Manon, there are many things stupid shit I have to do that I don't really want to do. Like when Wet Blanket opens the door for me, I have to say thank you because I'm not like a bad, horrible person. But because it's Wet Blanket opening the door, I almost don't want to.
Wet Blanket like your paramour?
Ew! He wishes. I know he looks at me with eyes.
I don't know. I don't know. The only time I've seen people complain about someone in this fashion is when they secretly like them.
Look, he's like beautiful or whatever, but he is a wet blanket. And so like that's the issue. He's also a Templar. Like that's just so very much no-go. Like I don't care how many romances say yes.
And you sort of like tell that she's sort of like mentally making notes of things as you're talking.
Now she's making me nervous, guys.
She's digging for information.
No, he's honestly the worst. He's like really stupid too.
Why is he the worst? What did
Because
he
he's a
do?
Templar.
But I mean, aside from that, what did he do?
So he's a Templar, and so that's like my main source of beef with him because, like, one, he's like the class that oppresses me, and so, like, you know, I would be able to live free and happy if he didn't serve an organization that allowed me to not be free and happy. And so morally, I have a lot of judgment and disgust for him, and also, like, you know, I make that very known, and he just like continues to interact with me and, like, you know, pursue me at times. Even like, you know, today I pushed him. And he didn't even have the balls to be like, like the push didn't do anything. He just like, let me go. Like, you know, like, like we all know I'm not that strong. Even if I am strong, I'm not that strong.
All right, two things. First off, it sounds like he's nice to you, maybe.
He's a piece of shit.
Why are you giving relationship advice?
No, this is good. I need to have girl talk.
Ade. Second, if he were to leave the Templars, another two things. First off, would your opinion of him change that he's no longer part of them? And second off, would him leaving change your situation at all?
You see, she kind of just like freezes for a second. She's like,
No, Manon, stop.
What?
You're
I'm
like,
just speaking the truth.
We don't have time for this.
I will consider what you told me, Manon. Your cousin is very wise, Ade.
No.
Fine,
Don't fall for it.
Fine, go do your stupid whatever you're going to do.
She wants you to go and make decisions that could possibly go very, very bad. And wants an update. She wants drama.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll tell you about what happens at the later day.
I expect details. And then she immediately turns around and starts walking out.
Wait, okay.
I know I have to be somewhere. I have to go somewhere, and you need to go do something stupid. And then she closes the door.
Oh, well, that's too bad. I was going to say if something happens and we don't come back in like 6 hours, like maybe you let someone know, but I guess we'll just die.
Maybe if I don't come back, but Blanket will come looking for us.
You're very introspective right now, but that's okay. You can think about it on the way to the alienage. And by we, I mean you.
Yes.
This feels like a very personal problem that you might want to think about and not have our input, maybe.
I'll probably consult Bukio in 2 days about it.
She will.
That's smart.
If not sooner. I mean, it kind of just depends on how quick it goes up here.
Don't let Mama get in your head. No, wait.
She has it close deep.
Come back. Wait, just 1 second. Look at me. Please. Don't let the 13-year-old get in your head.
I think this is what you meant with like the political stuff on top of the spire. There's nobody as smart as her in the spire.
There's nobody as smart as this 13-year-old.
That bodes very ill, if that's true.
I sense a new villain coming on. So.
Man, I was like, I've been running shit the whole time. I am doing marshalling.
This 13-year-old is just breaking AOC's worldview right now.
That is the power behind the throne.
I've hated him for so long that I didn't even see him as a person. But like now she's like, oh, he is a person. And I'm like, what?
You said it was beautiful. Let me stop. So, alienish? Anyone?
Let me stop.
So let's go to the alienage and we'll... Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you put on your best nondescript disguise, Ade, and the three of you head off in the direction of the alienage. And you may or may not have ever been there, but you would definitely know where it is because it has. It's not shining 24/7 like the White Spire is, where it's visible wherever, whenever. But it is like notably, even though it's within the city, it is notably separate from the city because it has extremely high walls all the way around it. Allegedly, like so high that word is that the sun doesn't even touch the Venedal until high noon.
Fucked
That's
up.
pretty high.
That is pretty high.
That's pretty high, man.
When we get there, like, is it pretty busy? Like, a lot
Do
of
we need, like,
people
a
kind of going
passport?
around?
There's definitely like a commotion. Not necessarily like there's a scrape happening or anything like that, but just like there's a lot of you can like hear a lot of like hustle and bustle from the other side of the walls, and sort of like as you're approaching the gates, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of traffic coming out of it or going into it, but there's like a few people sort of like here and there sort of like coming out, and most of the commotion is like contained sort of within the walls themselves. And there are a few elves, I guess a kerfuffle, one might say. There are a few elves that are sort of like standing out sort of in front of the open gateway that see you approaching, and one of them, the one who sort of like speaks up is a sort of like older man, and he addresses Aosia first because you're an elf, and
Hello.
And he says, "Greetings, Dalen. I do not recognize you."
Yeah, you wouldn't. I'm actually kind of new to like being like, inside the town, even though I live in the town all the time in the White Spire. But we actually are just coming here for like a quick little chit chat with somebody. So is it chill if we just like going through?
And he sort of like looks at both Buccio and Ade with suspicion. And
Bear with me. It's totally fine.
Go with the Shems.
The Shems are with me.
The Shims are with her?
I give my best Puss in Boots face.
And he sort of like contemplates it for a moment, sort of like looking at the three of you, and then he looks back to Aosia and he just says, "Andaran Atishan Dalen," and he sort of moves out of your way so you may enter.
On the run. And
Something back in Dalish.
Underlay.
bad. She's got a fun little accent. She doesn't get to practice Elvish much. But they walk on in. She's like, "Wow, this place is different."
Yeah, and when you walk in, it is like packed, and there is like constantly like basically like every time you're trying to walk, you're just constantly bumping into somebody inadvertently. It's like that packed.
Is it like a religious site or like?
No, it's like when you walk in, it's sort of like just like a marketplace essentially.
Oh, okay.
But
Everybody hold hands. We don't single file. We don't want to lose each other.
All of you make me a cunning roll real quick just to see something.
A cunting roll.
Yep, a cunting roll. Yeah,
I
see
have
how well
to
you can.
imagine that we talked about like
Yeah, we need to know how
only
well
put
you
some
can serve
money in your
punch.
shoes or something, just
In my
case.
bra.
Got a
That's what I was thinking. Oh yeah, stuff pad the bra with some
I got
coins.
a
Cunning
14.
Bukio. Okay.
14.
What'd you get, Ade? Because I don't think we want to know what I got.
15.
15.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do you get?
Great scores, because 2 out of 3 is a really strong number.
Yeah.
I I got a 7.
Oh.
Okay. Well, Bucci,
I literally got a
Buccio
1,
and-
2, 3, and a 1.
Yes. All right. Buccio and Ade, you would have at least heard this. You don't necessarily know if it's true, but if the crowd around you is anything to be believed, it's possible. But word has it about the alienage is that it is one of the densest alienages in all of Thetis, with a population of almost or around 10,000, in the size of approximately the equivalent of the Denerim market.
Oh, we all live here.
Yeah, there's that many people in
That's inhumane.
in a really
yeah.
compact space.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so there's that many people in a compact space with walls blocking out the sun most of the time.
Wow, that's fucked up.
Still looking for pickpockets.
Make me a perception roll.
Yep. Oh,
Yikes.
16. And let me see if I got any modifiers. No, just 16.
16. You do notice is sort of as you're worming your way through the crowd, that it looks like there is a small child that's about to sort of start reaching for your coin purse, and they're very trying to slyly reach for it as
he will,
you.
And as he's kind of limping along on his staff, he will swing his staff at that kid's hand.
Whoop! Ah!
That's not very nice.
You have to be quicker if you want to be good. Get your gains up. And she'll toss him a
yet
coin.
another NPC that's gonna
and
come
Harel
back later.
Mahalam, and then he runs away.
I'm telling your mother to wash your mouth out with soap.
Another NPC that's gonna be like, you made me like this. I'm for you.
I needed that to buy bread for my family.
So do any of you speak Elvish?
I do.
Okay.
And I can read Ancient to Winter, but I don't think that's applicable at the moment.
That's not currently applicable, but good to know.
I speak
basically
trade tongue.
I think
so basically the kid threw an insult at Buccio, basically equating to "May the Dreadwolf end you."
Damn.
And she's scolding him in Elvish hard, making sure everybody hears.
That kid's already fucking running away.
What did he say?
Something about a bad wolf and may it take you or something,
I've heard worse.
Yeah, it honestly wasn't even top 10. But he needs to have his skill up if he's going to do this. But onwards we go to the magic tree. The 3.
I feel like we're at Animal Kingdom, going to the giant tree in the middle. So tree of life.
I'm gonna have to roll to not look like a tourist. That's weird.
What do you have to roll to not look like a tourist?
Yeah.
With a hood up, pretty easily. Without a hood up, kind of tough because you got normal human looking ears.
It's true. Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks for giving me your normal human ears instead of
took
the
her
pointed elven ears.
If you're close enough to Ade, I
No
don't
pointed.
think Lucia will be able to see. No, she has scarring on her ears.
Oh, that's so foul! Oh!
Yeah.
If he sees it, he won't say anything and just kind of shake his head like, "That's wrong."
Oh shit!
That's wrong.
Lord, that's really mean. Me crying about this fake character.
Oh no!
How could they do that to her? Anyway, we have to lock in. She's not real.
She's not real.
Not real.
The implications have harmed me. I'm a little bit of an empath.
Yes. Yes. Well, eventually you're able to, you're able to like worm your way through the crowd until you get to like a more open area where there's still a lot of people. However, it's it's less cramped now, and within sight is a very large, tree, which would be the Fenadol, and there's a few people, 5'20" in the
Sorry. 5'10". For the people at home, Ade is 5'10". If you care, I just actually said that she was actually 7 feet tall. But
I was like, damn. I was like, it's like when you're like, oh, my baby's 136 months old. I was like, I'm doing mental math.
And there are a few people, sort of like around the Venedal, that appear to be praying, and a few that sort of just be like hanging out, or just around the area.
okay. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cry because Buccio is like 4'6". This is very important information. He's
if only he was
so
4'10",
He's so
4'20".
French shaped. He's so French shaped. I just like I need a Buccio.
I need a booch.
I need a boosh.
Yeah, I need a Buccio plush or something. It's so shaped.
If we had like a set amount of plushes though, like he would have to be like canonically like differently sized though. Like that would be
canonically significantly shorter than everybody else. It's like, no, he's not a dwarf. He's just short.
He's
just short
yeah.
king. He's just short king.
But
yeah, maybe he'll hit growth spurt at the ripe old age of 23.
Right. Still late bloomer. Okay. You think that Ade's gonna kind of like, is he like near this like the center where this tree is and whatnot? I think she's gonna kind of like try to, as stealthily as possible, kind of like slip around the perimeter just to like see if she notices anything strange. But she's just kind of like, oh, and what's going on here?
All right, make me a perception roll.
You got it, boss.
I have no idea what margarine is supposed to look like.
A little spicy.
I'm sorry, I wasn't laughing
Really
at the margarine
rude.
thing. I was laughing at the maybe we get him stripper heels.
In lifts, he's 5 foot.
All right, I have 13.
Yeah,
16.
and pumps he gets an extra 6 inches.
Get this man a mean ass paradox.
But, okay, so 16.
And I got 13, so I didn't do hot.
Okay, so you notice, there are a few people, just standing around praying. There are, a few people who sort of like stand there for a few minutes before like walking off. But as you sort of are just, making the rounds and hanging out a little bit, you notice that there is one person who's sort of just been, relatively motionless. It doesn't look like they're praying or anything like that, and they have a hood up. It looks like they've been there for a good, 5-10 minutes with sort of like minimal changes in behavior, and they're not making any like motions to like move away from the Venedal or anything like that.
Does their build look similar to Marjolin's?
It does look similar.
How close can I get to sniff this lady? No, I'm just kidding.
Can I get right up on her and give her a good whiff?
Yeah, get a good sniff. That's wild. I think that well, I don't think Ade sees this, right? This is Aosia who sees this person kind of.
I thought it was your perception check.
Yeah, I'd say you could see
I
it.
thought that you said you got a 16, and I was like, I only got a 13.
Oh no, I thought you said you got a 16. That's why I said 16, but I missed.
I got 13. So
Yeah.
I still actually see this.
Yes, you still actually see this. She's not exactly making like an overt action to like hide herself or anything like that.
Is she looking in our direction?
She's more. It doesn't seem like it. It seems more like she's kind of just hanging around nonchalant. So if she has noticed you, she's not making it obvious.
Oh my god. Okay, there's two things. I think, okay. So I was gonna be like, okay, I think that may be our person over there. Yeah, I know, I also, the sniff thing. That may be our person over there, but
Follow your nose.
we could either go and say hello, or, and this, I just keep an open mind. We could take care of this problem right now.
In the middle of the street, by the big
Weirder
tree.
shit just happened in Balayo.
No, like, is it? This like the place is like a holy. Ade.
Yeah, we can't.
Well, again, weirder shit has happened in Balayo, and the alienage too, unfortunately.
Yes. Here, I bring 2 shems, and then Shem murders somebody in front of important elf tree. I think that will look really good.
I mean,
If you cannot hear the sarcasm in my voice, I will make sure to season it more next sentence.
I didn't say we make it wrong.
Make sure to season it more next sentence.
There are ways to do things not obvious. We have 2 people. I don't know Lucho, but which your proclivities are, but we at least have 2 out of 3 people who don't have to be obvious about something like that. Perhaps, maybe.
Maybe I just go up to her and I'm like, "Hey, are you Margarine?"
That's a great idea.
Cool.
You should do that.
So she's gonna be like, "Wait here," and she's gonna go up to like the figure and be like, "Hello, are you Margarine?"
And you see the figure sort of like look over in your direction, and she appears to be a woman in maybe her 40s, sort of like shoulder length brown hair, and she appears to be wearing a sort of like circlet, and she from the little bit that you can see under her hood, she does have human ears, and she just says, "And you are Aosia. We did not get to meet at the properly appointed time. I am pleased to see you could make it."
I'm afraid I was a little bit held up by stupidity at the spire, but it has now been resolved. And
Yes,
yeah,
I trust that Aiden was able to get you that pass that I arranged.
that was you. How convenient, Margarine. But yes, it did happen, and as you can see, I am out and about, free as a bird, flying like the wind by thy ears. And yeah, so you sent another letter to our friend, and you asked us to meet you up here. So like, we're here. Um, and like, are we like, is this like a dinner date or something, or like, because I'm kind of hungry.
It was more to inform you of what has become of a certain individual. I'd prefer to relay it to all of you, but if you wish to merely play the messenger, then that could work just as well.
Yeah, sure. I love talking. So
Very well, especially since it
Listen,
seems that
Bushio, if you want to get in there, you can. I don't trust that bitch, so.
especially if it seems that certain individuals would rather not speak with me.
Buccio will probably kind of slide forward a little bit just so he can maybe try to overhear things.
I mean, from what I heard, you were airing out kind of private information, like a pair of dirty panties that you want to embarrass somebody with.
All right, make me a perception check, Buccio, to see how well you can hear this conversation over the crowd around you.
Only
I don't-
hears dirty panties.
Yeah, just hears dirty panties.
He's sidling up. That was perception.
Perception.
Just 11.
All right, how close are you getting?
About maybe like 10 feet away.
Okay. Even yeah, you're able to pick up like maybe every fifth word, but you're having a hard time keeping up with the whole conversation with the voices around you.
And he knows he can probably be seen by her at this point. So
yeah, and
like Aosia at any point gets a little bit more like animated. Like that will be kind of like the trigger for Ade being like, okay, I'm gonna go over there now.
all right.
Just as like a maybe things are going a little south or something weird was said.
All right. And she then sort of responds saying, yes, well, I had to make it sure that everyone meeting knew that I was not merely just some nobody who was calling everyone for no reason.
You know, now that you explain it, I can understand. I can understand why you did it. Like, you know, it's like a power play. Like, you're like, I'm the big dog, and you're all puppies.
I'm glad you understand. And
yeah. So like, news.
yes, and I said everything I could with as much ambiguity as I could, while still proving a point. But to the reason that I sent the letters, your acquaintance Aiden has fallen into a bit of a snag, we should say. It appears that he has caught the attention of a rather offended party, and that offended party has called upon the House of Repose.
So like, we both know what the House of Repose is, but like, if somebody didn't know what the House of Repose is, how would you explain that to them?
The House of Repose is a rather well-known assassins guild that works exclusively for Orlesian nobility. You could think of them as a large and prestigious collective of bards rather than on an individual scale.
Okay, so like, super secret unit versus like popping up bards who are like, I work as an independent agency.
Yes, exactly.
Glad to know we're on the same page. So who is the offended party?
That I have not been able to discern as of yet.
Oh.
The more immediate concern is the trying to get him away from them before they do whatever that is that they have been contracted to do. The House of Repose, it takes contracts extremely seriously.
Yeah, they might take a few of his toes before we get there. That wouldn't be good.
That would be less than ideal, but he would live, so...
I mean, but like, would you want to be 3-footed? I mean, I'd be embarrassed. Or 3-toed. Because, like, also, if they take his big toe, he can't balance anymore. So hopefully they start with, like, the pinky and then go up. But, like, even more hopefully we get there in time.
Yes.
So
It is unlikely he's come out unscathed, however. We should... Hopefully, the fact that he has not just wound up in a ditch somewhere indicates that he must still be alive, and there have been special requests put into his contract.
Maybe they need, like, information from him or something.
It could be information. It could merely be the offended party wants to merely torment
be
him
there?
a little bit.
Oh, that's, like, nasty kinky. That's not good.
No. But the House of Repose are professionals, and they will follow the contract to a T. So if they merely wanted him dead, he would be dead by now. So there must be something else at work currently. I wanted to inform you of this because, well, I believe all of you can be useful assets, and hopefully this can be a beneficial relationship down the line.
Okay, so like what I'm getting from this is like you're kind of like cultivating your like arsenal, and like we might be additions to that arsenal in a way. So like it's like when you have like a bunch of seeds that you want to sprout and you just like put them in the dirt and you're like, maybe, hopefully, if I take care of this enough. And so now you need us as seeds to spread our roots and protect this other seed who might be in danger. Do you have like any other information as to like wait, like if you're going to send us on a rescue mission for Aiden, do you maybe know like a general area or like a basement where he might be held?
I am currently working on that. I simply wanted to keep you in a loop for the time being to be able to get you as much information as quickly as possible. When I get a more precise location, I will certainly keep you all informed, should you all be inclined. Otherwise, I will deal with this myself.
I'm definitely down. So, you can count me in. I'll ask the guys and the gal if, they're interested in doing rescue mission. But thanks, Margarine. I really appreciate it. This was very nice of you to like contact us and keep us in the loop. And she's gonna like kind of go to pat her shoulder, and she's like, that's very nice. And yeah, I mean, while we're at it, so I heard that you're like a know-it-all, or like you know a lot of things, right?
If you say so.
Okay, so as someone who knows things to someone who also knows things, I was wondering if you had heard about an elf called Moirin coming to the city.
Moirin. I do believe I have heard of an elf by that name, yes.
Okay. Well, if you could keep me in the loop about that too, that would be great.
I can do that, I think. I will say he has been seen in the alienage from time to time.
Oh. I might have to stop by more. Do you want
I cannot say definitively if he is here now, but he has been seen here, if that is a place for you to start.
That is a good foundation for me to scaffold on. So Thank you. I really appreciate it, Margarine. And yeah, and she's gonna pat her pockets real quick and be like, and she'll have like a brown bag of churros that she probably bought like on the way or something. And she'll be like, here, for your services.
And she takes the bag and opens it up, and just like the immediate waft of cinnamon just comes out of the bag, and she just says, I do not know what I was expecting, but it was certainly not this.
Yeah. So hope you enjoy. It has like some of them have like a creamy center, so that's really cool. I suggest you try it. It's like it's on a vendor street not too far from here. If you just like go up and south and like take a few rights, you'll be able to get some again. But nice to speak with you. If you have any further comments or questions or messages that you need sent, you know where I live, and you know where all of us live, I assume. So just like hit one of us up, and like Bukio will pick me up along the way, and we'll go.
It has been a pleasure to finally speak with you as well. And
Thank you.
thank you for the churros.
You're welcome. I love your haircut. It's very sharp.
I am partial to it myself, thank you.
It goes good with your bone structure, So I think that's good that you like it because it complements you well. Like if you dyed it like a darker brown, I think it would be like too overpowering. But like this is just the perfect shade.
I appreciate you saying that, and
Can I please do a perception just on Marjolaine's body language right now?
Sure.
I know that I probably can't see like her facial features all that well, but like I just gotta know. You know what
Can I also try to perceive?
Yeah, sure.
Because this is the body language you're giving off is hilarious.
Not happening, homie. Not happening.
Okay, please. All right,
That's
14.
an 8.
14.
Yeah, 14.
All right. Honestly, bit difficult to tell. You can't really hear what's going on, but you have to imagine, just based off of you talking with Aosia, that she's just being thrown for a loop right now. But all things considered, she's not really given much away at all in the form of body language.
Okay. This is just going to kind of direct her comment to Buccio, just like, your friend is quite a force of nature.
She really
is. Hilarious.
I love watching her work.
Right?
So you have on the other end of this, Margarine. If you ever have like chest congestion, you should like drink some like warm tea, with like honey. Sometimes like having it like rubbing like mint on your chest can also help. And that's good for the sinuses too. But again, I am hungry, so I'm gonna go back to my friends. Thank you for the chat, really lovely. I loved seeing the alienage, so this is great.
I was gonna say, Bugio is sliding up at this point to like put a hand like on her arm and just start to kind of gently. Okay,
I have to go, so get home safe.
Yes, and she doesn't say anything to you, Buccio. She just sort of gives you an acknowledging nod.
Let's go get you something to eat.
Ada's just smiling. Yeah, she's not hiding that. She's smiling. She's just got a pleasant smile on her face. This is great.
And he'll go, was that Cheerios?
Yes, and as you're walking, and as you're walking away, it sort of does that like classic movie thing where a bunch of people are sort of just like walking between, and then all of a sudden she's just gone.
That's so cool.
Follow the cinnamon.
Follow the scent of the cinnamon. Follow it.
Impressive after you just kind of ran circles around her.
Yeah, I have a dizzying effect on people. It might just because like I'm beautiful, but a lot of times people get like so distracted by me that they're just like, whoa. And yeah, but like I mean, I think she kept up pretty well. She was like really chill. Also, Aiden has been kidnapped.
Oh.
Yeah. So she was sending us info about Aiden being kidnapped. Thankfully, not dead yet, or else she would have seen him in a ditch by now. But she wanted to know how down we were to go rescue Aiden when she finds out where Aiden is.
That seems like a bit of a time-sensitive thing, so why not just send a letter saying, hey, a mutual party needs your help?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe like
Why
you
the
can never
smoke and
trust.
mirrors?
I think a lot of times, like you never want to write something down, low key, because then like it can get traced back to you.
I suppose.
But she also wrote down where to meet her.
Yes, but she never addressed that it was her in the letter, so we could be meeting anybody. You know, it could have been a really good prank from Manon actually, but she said it was like what was it, the court or the house of repose. It was the repose thingy. So they were hired by an offended party that Aiden offended.
The House of
um
Reports?
yes, the house of repose.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, I also got that impression. Because she was like, I don't know where he is right now, and I was like, but I thought you knew like everything. But apparently she doesn't know. So she's doing investigating. She's keeping us in the loop. Um, I think we're like investments for her right now. So she's kind of like scoping out the scene of like how cool we are, and like maybe saving Aiden is like another test for that. So like we need to show that we're good. Um,
I still don't trust it.
I mean, she was all right, not like openly threatening. And yeah, so
The
Aiden's in
problem
trouble, and he might be missing a few fingers or toes.
Okay, well. mm,
Who could
Fair.
Aiden have offended? He's so lovely.
Aiden likes to boast, it seems. As in not, does not seem to maybe be the most careful with information, and therefore he may have done or said something or done something and then said something about doing that something.
Ah, okay. His tongue got ahead of him.
Right.
Okay. Well, here's our game plan. We sit, we lie in wait, and when the time is right, we launch the rescue mission with Team BAE. We are Team BAE, by the way.
Team what?
BAE. BAE. BAE.
What is
I
that?
thought you said bait.
Team
No,
Bait.
no.
No, that's even
No, it's like it's our secret name because like it represents all of us, but like it's not saying who it is. We are one unit. We are BAE.
Buccio. Ade. Elsia.
Yes.
I like it.
And Aiden is also an A, so you can just stretch the A and BAE.
Oh, okay.
Or you can do like a BAE, Iba, Abe.
Bea.
BAE. Team BAE. And it's like when our enemies scream in fear, Team BAE. But yeah, so not much to do at the moment, but we must be ready. We must stay focused.
Do we need to? Should we only be relying on Marjolin's words? Maybe we can use a little bit of our own resources and.
I mean, I think we can do that. I must admit, my resources mainly lie within myself, and like my inner power. Like outside of the spire, I as embarrassing as this is to admit, I have very little influence. Within the spire, I can do some things. But yeah, so
I
if
don't
you
know
want,
if there's any kind of like thing that can be done with, I don't know, maybe like an item. Is that a thing?
maybe I can ask one of the enchanters if they like know how to scry, or like if they can help me locate somebody.
Mm.
I'll ask my faction leader, senior enchanter. He's cool.
And uh, I will go back to the estate and I'll see if there's anything that I can find out with those resources.
You do that. And Bukio, you can poke your nose around things if you'd like. If you don't want to, that's also totally fine. We will be having a chat about wet blanket though.
Well, considering the last place I know we saw him was the theater, that
What if it was the harlot? I mean the harlequin.
I think that would be a good place to look as well.
Bukio, you're so smart.
Then I'm imagining it's like what? It's probably like afternoon. So maybe I think maybe Ade will say. So maybe we go our separate ways for now and then reconvene in a day or so. And
Yeah. And if anything, we can like send letters, so like in case they kidnap one of us too. Oh. Like we have like a check-in, you know?
Okay. I do like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
Pucho, where are you staying?
Tonight, I don't know.
Ooh.
Maybe
I can ask if you can have a sleepover.
Oh no, I don't think they want me there.
Oh.
I can ask if you could sleep over.
That would be great. Thank you.
All right. So you two will go back the same way. I'm going to go get more fried squid and have a long walk and talk with myself. And I will not think about wet blanket.
Well, if people are, if well, it could just be Aiden, but if people are getting kidnapped, is it best to walk by yourself?
I am not exactly subtle when it comes to things. So I think anybody who wants to get hands on me will probably lose the hand first. It might not ingratiate me to some like, you know, the stiff pricks up at the spire. But like you said, I am a force of nature. And I am a force mage. So if they force my hand, I will be forced to put them 6 feet under. No ifs, buts, or qualms. So I'm pretty good. But you two, buddy, stay up. I'll make sure to stay inside so people have witnesses if somebody tries to take me. For you know my young maiden body and my beautiful looks and magic power.
And I'm sure wet blanket will.
Don't speak his name.
Don't speak his name. It's just wet
Wet
blanket.
blanket. Yeah, I'm going. You know, I'm just going. Because I have magical things actually to do. And oh, would you look at the time? Yeah, magic time. So I have to go. And I will see you all tomorrow. And she's like, she kind of like walks away, murmuring. She's like, if he wasn't a Templar.
Half an hour before noon. Okay. Bye.
Ta-ta!
Bye.
As far as like Ade and Buccio, I think that like honestly, I don't even know that she asked. I think she just kind of sneaks you into the servant's quarters.
Nice.
And she's, I'll ask tomorrow. It's fine.
He can sleep on a bench or something like
Like
that.
I found someone who will be a great addition to the team. It's totally fine, vetted even.
And with that departure and a plan made, I think we will end the episode there.
All right, thank you.
A lot of backstory and like learning about each other.
Did we get to anything you had planned?
Yes, I will say that.
Okay.
Oh,
Success.
guys, we were productive. We did it.
Well, we can't get too far into the trying to locate,
You
our
know,
lost friend.
That's true.
Aiden's got to be there when we rescue him.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he's got to be there to experience it.
Also, I
Mhm.
just kept thinking, wow, this would be so much funnier if we all show up to rescue Aiden and we're all very good friends now.
We decide,
Yeah,
maybe
it's just
we don't like
you
him
know,
that much.
just like now that we've talked to each other, we're actually pretty chill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we took a moment.
Aosia, tomorrow and stuff, when you head over and meet up with them, maybe we should stop by Ade's. Let's trade clothes. That sounds fun.
Yeah, girl. Yeah.
Help yourself to anything in my dresser. It's fine.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you would look so good in this mask.
I have jewelry that I've stolen, so like you can like use some of it.
Oh my gosh, this is lovely.
Yeah, they don't really provide me with a salary that affords gold, but I find ways.
As you do.
As I do. Guys, I'm really stressed about Web Blanket now. What the fuck?
Well, who's going to write the fan fiction?
Manon put that into existence, and I was like, I have never once considered this. And then I was
I've
like,
never once considered actually pursuing that, but now I'm thinking about it. What is
no,
happening?
because like you were like, oh well, like, imagine this happened. And I was like, Aosia would have never ever thought about it in that light until that moment. And she was like, I mean, like he is a beautiful, fucked up man. Like hate him. Ugh, like he's a Templar and he's pretty. Like it's unfair.
He's pretty and a Templar. Oh, the
Like,
world is so
shit.
cruel.
All right.
And on that note, no.
On that note,
No, I'm very into this. I was like, I could have 8 hours of that.
I'm gonna need to know what Frederick looked like actually.
I'll have to try and find an appropriate face claim.
please, please submit your fanfic. Just comment on the video. We'd love to know.
Title names, possible AUs, possible tags that could be found on it.
Ship name.
Ship name.
All right. Well, thank you again, everybody. We will be back next Friday, and we will see you next week. Good night, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, good night, everybody.